All right. Hi, everyone. This is Juan with my friend Shafu from New York. Hey, Shafu, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. We were early discussing his team's new product. We will be able to dig into it a little bit later as well. But yeah, first and foremost, if you want to start like doing a short intro about yourself, kind of like what are you building these days in cold New York?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my background actually before getting in crypto, I was a machine learning engineer. So I was into AI before it was cool, and then I pivoted to crypto in 2019. I was a smart contract dev for a couple of years, did some protocols, and now I work on Merit. And we see ourselves as a payment company in the agentic space.
Okay.
You're gonna cut this. Actually, I don't know if I can talk about this publicly.
Why not?
Well, we haven't announced it, but it should be fine.
I mean, I can wait until later on
No,
to
no,
post
no.
it.
It should be fine. Fuck it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so what we're currently building is something we're calling Poncho, and Poncho is basically a wrapper around, or not a wrapper. It's like a bundle of Cloud Code, Bun, and X42 stuff. So it's really powerful because you give your agent a wallet, and that agent now has access to the paid internet through X42. So it can access the Grok API, LinkedIn API, Apollo API,
Yep.
and so on and so forth.
Yep. Super cool. Super cool. I had early access the other day. I was testing it out, and I think it's a brilliant move, at least a brilliant test, just to see, how people are perceiving the value of kind of like the value of a conversation versus just like interacting directly with a SaaS product, right? Which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. We mostly talk to like marketing BD people, and this thing really, really saves them time.
Nice.
Saves them time and a lot of work. And it's like, we have a lot of examples, but it's really good at, I'm Poncho, I'm building open for, this is what we do. Find me like 30 potential customers for this and get me their key decision maker and their LinkedIn and Twitter and email. Put them all into a CSV.
Yep.
And it goes on, it's like, goes through the paid internet, calls all these APIs. It takes like 10 minutes, costs you like $1. And in the end, you have this amazing list of actually potential people you could reach out to.
Yep.
So, so I think yeah.
What's the hardest thing of explaining the difference between consuming what you use versus the kind of like pay-per outcome, we could call it, versus the pay-per usage? Like, how are you talking people through this?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think so how we do it in the background is we give everyone a wallet. You need USDC on base,
Yeah.
and then you pay for stuff. So the first thing that is not that great are the on-ramps.
Yep.
You have to KYC even for small amounts. It kind of sucks. So that's the first friction. Most users don't really care. Like we don't show your balance in Poncho on purpose. Like you have to click onto the balance button to see your thing because other like people hate seeing their money go down.
Yep.
Like people don't want to see that. Like if you want to save electricity, just look at your electricity thing every day. You're not going to use that much electricity.
Yep.
Um, so once you just hide it a little bit and you see the result at the end, it's like just paid $1.50 for this. It's totally worth it. I think people will get used to it, but we are also open to make it subscription based at some point. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, but right now it's pay per usage.
Let's talk if you want a bit on the kind of like the architecture of Poncho, kind of like what's been the limiting factor for you guys to launch this. I assume there's a lot of engineering around the routing of what X42 endpoint to use, more which one is more efficient, how to, I don't know if like you repay back when the result is not good. I don't know, things like that.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So we don't make you pay if it's not a 200. So the API, if it doesn't reach a 200, you don't get charged for anything. Um, in the beginning, we would onboard non-technical people to Cloud Code and get them to install our MCP. And as you can imagine, that kind of sucked.
Okay.
So it was really hard for non-technical people, to open up their terminal, blah, blah, blah. It's even worse on Windows. Like it takes 30 minutes to install on Windows because you need WSL and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, once they installed it and they played around with it, they really liked it. And this was a signal for us to, this is why we built Poncho. Poncho's an Electron app because we just bundle everything. Just bundles Claude, bundles our MCP. So it's just, you install a Mac app and you get all of these things out of the box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds funny. You mentioned like the whole Windows user. I think like us that are in the engineering, like more tech stuff, we only use Mac. Like we probably not that
Yes.
familiar with Windows. Like how is it the experience there? Like are people like kind of like freaking out with this type of applications whenever it gets deep in the woods of installing MCPs or like I don't know, using skills and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's like it's funny. Like first of all, like the crypto people that I talk to, first of all, they don't want to install it. They're like, like Shafu's hacking us or something. They're really paranoid, as they should be. I would probably do the same.
Yeah,
So that was a funny experience. That was a little bit awkward, and like, okay, let me share my screen. I'm gonna show you this. The onboarding of non-technical, like it's just bad. Like we actually wrote it down on like a whiteboard, the number of steps you have to go through for your first query.
yep,
Like number of steps until first query, or it was like 15 steps or something.
yeah,
It's really bad. And now it's just download Poncho and we even subsidize your cloud bill. So it's basically we give you USDC, if you have an invite code, you immediately get like 10 USDC to play around with.
yeah,
So it's really nice. The problem is when a non-technical person runs out of funds, then he has to on-ramp,
yeah.
and that's probably the where the most friction currently is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Interesting. Interesting. Like, how are you figuring, how are you figuring like the use cases here? Like, is it because, when I downloaded for the first time, I was like, okay, I can search user information. I don't remember like what other shortcuts you guys suggest at the beginning. But it feels like a lot of people are kind of like supercharging their own SaaS platform with this type of like shortcuts, right? So which ones are you finding lead to like which ones are you finding like lead to the fastest aha moment for these people?
So what it's really, really good at is enrichment. So if you have a pre-existing CSV with like 100 Twitter handles and you're like, get me their first name, last name, where they live, their email, and their LinkedIn,
Yep.
it's fantastic at it.
Nice.
Like it's superhuman at it. So this is where we got, like, wow, this took me like they would literally, type around and like search for people and stuff, and it would take hours. Some of them had even like employees that they would do that all day, enrichment.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we got the biggest aha moment. For me personally, like I started seeing this girl and I was like, I only need a picture and your LinkedIn. And I put it in there and it took like 10 minutes and I got her like whole family tree, where she lives, where she went to school, what her mom looks like, all that kind of stuff. Because it's all out in the internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so that was funny. That was funny. So it's
Building
it's really powerful.
you were building her own 23andMe genetic ancestry tree type of
Uh,
thing.
in some sense, but yeah, again, like it's all data that's out there
Yeah, yeah,
anyway.
yeah, of
Yes,
course.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. Let's move towards, if you want, the intersection of payments and agents. Kind of like, where are you seeing, like, are you seeing, a gradual takeover of X402 of credit cards? Are you seeing, agents becoming more familiar, friendly to humans, and like being the new user interface? Like, how are you thinking about these intersections?
Yeah, if it's like consumer facing, I'm bearish. Like I don't think I'm gonna go into a coffee shop and pay something like X42. It's not gonna that's it just doesn't make any sense. Well, it makes sense because it's like no fees and stuff. Network effects of Visa, MasterCard are just like enormous. But where it's perfect is for agents. Like agents need to spend money on the internet, it's perfect. It's made for it. In our case, for example, we like it's literally you couldn't do it with a with a Visa or MasterCard or something like that, or even a Stripe. So it's just like like true micropayments with stable coins on the internet. It's a perfect solution. It's a perfect unlock. Like it wasn't possible before.
Yep. Okay. Where are you seeing like people not thinking big enough with agents now?
Yeah, I think, and I might be wrong here. I saw a video where I think of all of all commerce, 20% is online commerce, which is a surprisingly low number.
Okay.
I expected it to be larger than that, but whatever.
E-commerce, you mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, e-commerce. And then the question is, okay, like from these 20%, which are still trillions, right? How much is gonna be agentic? Like, you wanna I don't know, Valentine's Day is coming up. Do I really want to go through Amazon or something? I'm like ChatGPT, this is my budget, buy this. I actually have never done this before. I've never, ChatGPT has this integration where you can buy things off in the chat interface.
Yeah.
I actually never tried it.
I think they build it with, is it like the one that they build with Stripe, or like this one is the more agent commerce thing that it's not using X402, but it's using like credit card something? I'm not sure.
It's not using Expert 2. I don't remember, but they have it in there. They have it in there. I think it's gonna be huge, man. Like it just makes sense. Agentic commerce,
Yeah.
buying stuff off your chat interface.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I type things into Amazon?
Yeah.
Like the agent knows me. The agent knows what I like, the agent knows the people that I see. The agent knows how much money I have.
Yeah.
It's just a better experience.
Even like whenever you're sniping for offers, like that includes myself, maybe you spend like 30 minutes sniping for a good offer of something. And like then later it's like, actually, let me check on, Perplexity or Chat, GPT, or etc. And then all of a sudden it finds like this random link of like this random e-commerce you never heard of.
So yeah, I think most people do the research on ChatGPT, but then buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
But it's just friction. Just buy it in the app. Just buy it in chat. Uh, but I have
Yeah.
some questions for you. I have some questions for you.
Let's go.
You're the wallet man. You're the wallet man.
Let's go.
So right now for Poncho, we generate like a private key on disk
Yes.
and for every new Poncho installation, which obviously is bad. So the question is, how do we set wallet infrastructure like a server wallet or blah blah blah, where it's still controlled by the human, but it's authed by email or something? You have spending limits,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. How would you set that up? Like, what would the architecture look like?
Yeah, I mean, there's no, I think like there's probably two to three different variations of this at this point. Like assuming that you want a wallet that is completely owned by the user and then setting up like these permissions or like this policy thing, then you have to think where these policies are enforced, right? Like there's two ways today that you can enforce them. One is on the backend level. So you have a server, and then this server, it has like this kind of like guardrail, and then every transaction that comes through like the signed user transaction, then you validate if it fits the bill or not. The other one, it's basically doing it on chain, right? And then you have like this smart contract, and then this smart contract, you create a session key, sort of like a similar permission setup. And then this permission, you just store it as well somewhere securely, and then you execute the permission from there, right?
Mm,
Uh, I think like basically this is what we're seeing today. My take on this is that you can actually do a combination of those depending on, how secure you want. Like it's basically security by def. And so you might have the ultimate secure guard rate will be something like a session key that you create on chain, which like something like, hey, impossible to, do something more than $10, impossible to interact with like these other smart contracts that are not here, et cetera, et cetera. And then you store this session key on a TE or something similar, like even KMS would work to a certain extent. And then in this KMS that in this case, Poncho will have access, you guys could set up permissions like your own policies on top of it too, right? So like your agent cannot go through those. And so in the worst case scenario, if the agent finds a way through like these policies, you still have the ultimate on-chain policy, which is like the session key itself.
Hmm. Is there a problem with because X42 is transfer with auth?
Yeah,
Is there
you
a
would
problem with that?
use 7702. Yeah.
I would need to use 7702.
Yeah. So you would still
Uh,
be signing with the EOA.
but most chains don't support 7702 yet, no?
True.
Is it on Ethereum mainnet?
Yes, yes.
It is?
Yeah, yeah. Of course. That one, yes.
Mm,
Like, yes, not most chains support 7702, but also like probably most endpoints won't be there anyway.
yeah, true. Why don't people like 7702? It's surprising to me. No one really cares.
I think to a certain extent, there's probably a lack of leadership from who should care about this. At least it was. And also like some sort of like wallet fatigue from developers
Mm,
itself. So yeah, like now, for instance, if you look at the Ethereum Foundation initiatives on the whole wallet ecosystem, there's probably like two or three new standards that are trying to get rid of all the 437, 70702 architecture, middleware, jargon, etc., which I think it will come in the next 6 months or so, in the next Glamster or whatever fork is. And it comes at a time where you see that like all these L1s emerging, call
mm.
it Tempo, call it Plasma, call it etc., with already like a good set of standards, and like Ethereum Foundation having to react to this is like, okay, we need to actually solve this. We cannot postpone it anymore, which makes sense, but it comes at a late time.
So these other L1s, they basically have their own, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm,
They're adding their own standardization of what they think should look like.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, changing the wallet architecture would be a V2 for us. Currently, we're just evaluating how much the market is willing to pay for it.
Yep.
Our business model is very simple. We just upcharge on the X42 call. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna launch this in like 2 weeks. Make this public. Currently it's in private beta. If you want to get access, please DM me.
DM Shafu.
Uh, yes, DM Shafu. But yeah, man, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah, it's really cool. Should I like what type of people would get the most value? Is it like these salespeople, these SDRs that you're mentioning?
I doubt a lot of salespeople watch your podcast.
Oh, you'll be surprised. I'm a
Really?
sales.
Well, if you're a salesperson, marketing person, and you're watching this, please reach out. I think you're gonna love it.
If you made it
But
this
even
far, you get like an next special coupon.
you do, if you made it this far, you're gonna get 20 USDC to play around with.
Solid. Solid.
Yes. No, if you're interested in agentic payments in general, I want to talk to you. So reach out.
Nice. Nice. Awesome, man. Well, thanks a lot for the time. This was sweet talking to you as usual.
You too, man.
I hope to see you soon at some point in the world. Otherwise, I'll be in New York early June for New
No
York
way.
week and stuff.
Let's go.
Let's
Awesome.
go. So I'll see you there.
Awesome, man.
All right. Well, talk later, man.
Bye bye.
See ya. Sayonara.